Welcome everybody, Paul K. Saturday Mornings Outdoors with another episode. And we're going to this week be covering small Peashooter self-protection handguns. Are they worth it, or is it a waste of time? Just stick with the big ones. And did a lot of research on it, and we're going to look at a few and see if it's a good decision. Either as always carry or a backup. Stay tuned, let's find out. So this week I'm going to concentrate on these two examples, and there's many more that fit in this category. What I'm going to be looking at is anything under, I'd say 380 would be considered small caliber and a backup. This is a Phoenix Arms 22 long rifle, and there's probably 10 trillion of these in every pawn shop in the world, and easily under a couple $100, if not less than that. And this one is the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 380, and these bodyguards have taken the self-protection handgun world by storm the past few years. They're very inexpensive, and they come in every caliber from 22 up to 45, probably even bigger too. And so these are what we're going to be discussing. They're both pretty much the same designs as far as semi-auto goes. Ambidextrous safety, and this is hammer. This one is holds 8+1, so it's 8 rounds with one in the chamber, and it has 20. It's held with 22 long rifle. Very inexpensive cartridge. And the controversy is, will this be sufficient? Logically, think about it. Unless you're a cop and some crazed 6'3" angel dust whacked gorilla is coming at you, then totally would be a 45, even a 50 caliber, because those stop by pure shock alone. Not only the hole going through you, but the shock power. That's what's going to stop the guy. But let's face it, we're not all cops by far, and everyone that's protecting themselves with these type of firearms are either going to use it as a backup or as just I carry these all the time, and all I can say is I've seen the effects of 22s on small game. A big fat 40-pound raccoon, one shot will kill it with the 22 in the right area. So if you get shot 6 or 7 times in the heart-lung area, in the core area, you're not going to be doing very well, even with a 22. That's my own personal opinion. I know all these surveys about, speed and the power and the foot-pounds of energy and everything. Just sufficient. Masad Ayub, who's an absolute expert in everything firearms, just showing a handgun is enough to stop any kind of incident that's going to be happening. So I tend to carry lighter calibers most of the time with me, just simply because they're light, they're portable, easily hidden, in your, wherever you're going to hide it, and very inexpensive to shoot, especially the 22 long rifle. So next up would be the 25 ACP. And then after that would be the 380. And those are probably the most common small caliber. The 25 and the 380 are center fires, and they're, this particular one has jacketed hollow points and these particular rounds. Anyway, so this is the, this is a Smith & Wesson M&P Bodyguard 380. And they're light, inexpensive, brand new. I don't know. I think these are under 300, around $300, I think. 350, something like that. This one, so they're carrying 6 in one, so there's 6 in the mag and 1 in the chamber, and semi-auto, of course, and they're easily concealable and light. And once again, heavier hitter than the 22, but this would be absolutely really concealable, both of these. Very easy to. Anyone with a, that has legally licensed to carry firearms, especially concealed, in our state, we can do that. Massachusetts here, extremely easy to conceal these. These came out a few years ago for the first time. Generally, you stuck these in your pocket, you know, the cheapest way to go, stick them in your pocket, but you got this bulge going there, and it's kind of flopping around in your pocket and not exactly concealed. You know, people can tell what you got until these came along, and extremely elegant design. What I mean by elegant is they work perfectly. Instead of bouncing around in your pocket loosely, these type of holsters, this fits in your pocket, and that will stay motionless because of how this is built. It's like a kind of a felt, and it grips the inside of your pocket so this thing ain't flopping around, and it holds it right in place surprisingly well, extremely well. And they make them for every caliber, but I mean, I don't think you're going to be carrying a 45 or a 44 in your pocket. But the smaller calibers, this is freaking ideal for pocket carry. Really great invention, these new pocket holsters. And most of the time, I don't even know when I forget that I have this on me, you know, in certain circumstances, whenever I'm carrying my handgun. But this is an ankle holster. It's an Uncle Mike's sidekick, and these have been around forever, and they hold it extremely secure on your ankle. There's two loops. One fits around the top of your calf, one fits around your ankle, and the handgun fits in there. And over a pair of dungarees, you got sneakers or shoes on, no way anyone can even see, you know, or, you know, it's a great conceal. You know, it's really, I don't like the waist for these. You know, they're just as easily and more comfortable in your pocket. In most studies shown, pretty much all handguns, any type of interaction is usually easy under 15 yards. And these are what the people, you know, what people call these are rib stickers. They're not meant for distance at all. I mean, not even past 10 yards. It's in for close encounters, and that's all I can say is that, you know, yeah, a 45 and a 50 cal is going to do huge damage, blow a big chunk out of that guy's body, but these are totally sufficient for the damage that I can see on small game that I've seen with these. I mean, I have great confidence in these, and they're extremely concealable. Very affordable, too, and well-named brands, Jennings, and especially this one here. There's probably millions of these floating around, and the body cards are absolutely coming up in all calibers. Dependability-wise, as far as operational goes, every semi-auto has absolutely a great chance of jamming, but especially with this one, if you got to get the right, you know, usually use the higher powered 22s, and it'll cycle the action. The 380s and the 25s usually have enough juice to run it, but the 20, you have to do a little research. Just get the higher mag ones. The mini mags and those kind would push out a lot more foot-pounds, or somewhat more foot-pounds, and you'll hardly ever have a jam in this. I've shot like hundreds of rounds out of these at the range, just fooling around because it's a 22, and without a jam, but they do jam. They do jam, and they will jam eventually, you know. So bottom line, this is the US of A. We have absolutely privileged to be able to protect ourselves with firearms. It's one of our it's the Second Amendment. It's not a privilege. It's our right. And, you know, when you're licensed correctly and legally, you can't go wrong with these. Very inexpensive way to protect yourself, give you confidence no matter where you go. When you buy these, of course, get used to shooting them. Don't just think that you're going to be protected just because you have that on you. You have to practice with these. And although it's, especially the 22, minimal practice, you know, you fire a couple hundred rounds out of this and you'll have confidence enough because you'll see the holes are going where you want them to go. And same with these. There's negligible recoil in the 380s too, you know, and but anything over that, you have to start really practicing, like the 9s on up, 9mm, especially the 45s and the 50s, and 357 Magnum has a good kick, but these right here, it's, you know, anyone can learn how to shoot them and have confidence and go wherever you want, you know. There are so many other different brands that fall in the same, no pun intended, caliber of these. But I mean, especially the 22s, these size small pocket guns are so many are made, and it should be very easy to acquire among law-abiding citizens that want this type of protection. So that's my overview of small caliber, and I wouldn't hesitate in a second to recommend these for self-protection at any time. And like I say, unless you're going to Vietnam tonight or you're a full-time police officer, the larger calibers would totally be more appropriate. But for self-protection, I have no problem with these at all. And so I hope you like this little overview of small caliber carry, Peashooters, and my name is Paul K, and this has been Saturday Mornings Outdoors. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.